The one that is sticking out is my first performance in front of a lot of people, and I performed, and I was 12, and I never expected to see the look of just inspiration in the eyes of so many. And then after that performance, to see everyone staying behind to talk to me and to get advice from me at 12. And these are adults, these are CEOs, these are high school students, these are middle school students. And to have them value what I thought when I was just doing what I love, that's when I first was like, I'm a little weird. That's what I first thought. And I said, but I have power, and it comes natural. And that's where I realized I had to become more serious about my craft, because when you see that you can change someone's life without ever knowing them, that does something to your whole essence that makes you feel like more responsible. And so I think that when I saw that, and then when it kept happening, and when it happened with different races, different parts of the country, then I went to different parts of the world, I said, okay, it wasn't just that first time. I found what I'm here for. Now let me perfect it. And then my life journey has been perfecting what I was put here for.
For me, I think that one of the most important things was my environment. My environment, coming up in the urbanistic community, dealing with a lot of things that we face, drugs, crime, what have you. Watching our family members suffer behind it, and watching the kids suffer as well, and not really having no hope, nobody to inspire them, to encourage them, but only to do the negative things, and not nothing positive. And so it's like, for me, it was my road to the mass experience, which was prison. And so understanding through that, I understood my identity and who I really wanted, and I had a self-reflection upon myself. Who is this guy, this Kenneth Johnson Jr., and what do I want out of life? And I thought that the greatest thing is to come from a negative environment, do something positive with my life, and also to inspire my little cousins that we can do the same thing different, and we can be different. And so I think that that's the first thing that came to light, to know that it is light at the end of the tunnel, no matter what dark road you come down. Just know that it is light.
I come from a family that was well known in the community, not for positive things. And so people wanted to always, like Miss Julia said, make you feel weird if you're not doing what they thought you should be doing. I never felt okay being a part of things that wasn't productive. But because I was under the pressure of what other people viewed me to be like, I almost threw my life away. But I'm blessed to say that I fortunately never have spent any time in any institution. I've never obtained any felonies to take away opportunities. And I felt like with surviving to that point in life, I owe people that was once starving to live to hear my story, and to know that, you can too change your future if you just take control of it early enough and not let people dictate who you are, but look within inside yourself and bring out how you really feel about things. And that's where the genuine part come in at with me, to where children feel emotion. And if your emotion isn't coming from a genuine place, they give you time to a point, but eventually they're going to let you know that they're looking for something else. But if you're genuine, they'll grow old with you if you're giving them the right advice. And my spin in life is to continue living right, so I can be a walking example, to show that other people that life is okay and you deserve to have the goodness of it, not what society says that you're supposed to be because of your environment. And that's where a lot of us get caught up in that urban setting.
I think the one thing about, just to pull it back together, but is the one thing about S.W.A.G that I absolutely am humbled by and that I love is that we represent what we're trying to create. So it's not like high-level researchers coming in from your Columbias or your Harvards or whatever and saying, we've researched what works and we're going to try. We've never lived in your community. We've never even, you're my first black person I've met, but I know everything about your community, and I created something that works for you. No, I don't know what that word means, but I created something that works for you, right? We're not replicating that. We have been through struggles. We still go through struggles. We are building an empire. We are building ourselves to be great models even when no one's watching. We're so we're creating that right now, and so I think that it works because they can see themselves in us and we can see ourselves in them, and there's that relativeness that is missing. And so I think being honest, genuine about, listen, brother, I use that same excuse, and this is where that got me. That when someone can hear that and say, oh, you actually went down that, okay, stop here, do not pass, go, right? So, but that kind of real advice from someone who has been to prison or who has, been molested or been neglected or abused or depressed or whatever that is, and to say, I got through it, so can you, that's more powerful than doing a top-down level where they have never lived a day in these kids' lives. How could you know about what you've never experienced?
And the youth are so depressed because they are reminded so much of how different they are than the normal society of students or normal society of successful people. So they don't wanna, they don't believe that that there's anything there for them. And I believe that if we can get people in positions with titles to understand that they can learn from people who don't have titles just as well when they come to being a professional in a environment that you have to walk in that lane to really know what's going on, then I believe we can start to make changes. But as long as we get caught up on titles and feel like because I'm a professional who studied and researched this and feel like this is best for that, you will never reach the reality of the people who are living in those situations.